Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Motivating Your Mondays. I'm Pete Reyna, and this is episode 7. And every Monday morning, I plan on bringing you some amazing words of wisdom, thoughts, motivation, affirmations, messages, or quotes, all in an effort to empower you to be able to tackle any obstacle or hurdle that you have during the week. Today, we are live and on scene here at Cafe Commerce in downtown San Antonio. If you've never been here, come check it out. If you're an entrepreneur, small business, need some assistance, Cafe Commerce is the place to come and check out. I want to say thank you very much to all of our uniformed service members, men and women, active duty, reservists, veterans, retired, and their families for serving, for those who have served, and then for those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. I want to say thank you very much. Last week's Motivating Your Mondays message was talking about showing up consistently with a positive outlook, and that makes it even more powerful than just showing up consistently. Mr. Eugene Herbert actually made a comment within that video that leads us into this week's Motivating Your Mondays message, and I was talking about habit. So here is this week's Motivating Your Mondays message. Greatness is the power of habit. It teaches us to bear fatigue and to despise wounds and pain. Marcus Cicero. There are a lot of things that we endure on a daily basis when it comes to those wounds, right, and those pains. And one of the things that we're going to do this week, we're going to have a coffee shop combo. We're going to end up having a motivating video. And one of the things that he's going to talk about is a habit forming process. So when you go through, you have to go through those struggles. You have to be fatigued in order for you to be able to understand what those wounds are, what those pains are. And then so you can get rid of them, right? If you don't want to be around it, you don't want to do it, you can avoid it. So I'm going to come back and have some more information and conversation with you about that. But here is the video with Mr. Ben Newman with New Man, New Woman, New Week.
Welcome back to New Man, New Woman, New Week. I'm Ben Newman, and I am fired up to talk to you today about muscle memory. Muscle memory? Muscle? What is this guy talking about? Muscle memory. Here's the lesson that I learned of muscle memory. It all happened when I was playing basketball. So whether it's mental muscle, physical muscle, oftentimes when you hear me say attack the process, what I'm referring to is going to that ideal state of focus, getting locked in, that ideal concentration where something becomes the norm. For me, I learned muscle memory shooting free throws playing basketball. One of the things you learn when you learn to shoot free throws is to always have the same process and to repeat it over and over and over again. So for me, here's how it was. I was 3 dribbles. 1, 2, 3. A little spin of the basketball. Little bounce in my knees. Deep breath. Shot. Rotation. Boom. Every single time. 1, 2, 3. Little spin of the ball. Little bit on my knees. It was the same over and over and over again. If you're an athlete, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a swimmer, it's the same stroke. You don't change your breaststroke every time you get in the pool. You figure out the breaststroke that makes you most successful and you repeat it over and over and over again. And you push yourself to that area of max effort because you know that max effort pays off. What about on the telephone? I don't care what kind of sales you're in, and in my opinion, everybody's in sales. Attorneys are in sales, I'm in sales, the insurance guy's in sales, everybody's in sales. What does muscle memory look like? Muscle memory might look like points of contact in a day. Rather than trying to say, I'm just going to call these 6 people and it's going to be perfect today. What about building the muscle memory to say, hey, I'm going to have 20 outbound points of contact today. Text message, email, phone call, 20 every day. You see, that becomes muscle memory. That's something I've done for years. It's the way that I grew my practice when I was in insurance and financial services. It was 40 outbound points of contact a day. Now it's 20. It's all I've ever known. It's the muscle memory of doing something over and over and over again. Take a look at your business. Take a look at your life. If you're training for a marathon, what is it? It's muscle memory, learning the right way to run, the right way to breathe, the right way to have your arms. Get a coach if you need help with it. Same thing with business. going back and understanding what are the daily drivers that'll make you successful and make it part of your muscle memory. Make it part of your process. If something isn't working, change and find the process that works. This is an easy lesson. Muscle memory. Muscle memory personally, muscle memory professionally. So whether it's boom, 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 whatever it looks like for you, identify that muscle memory, identify the process. If it's not working, you can always make changes. But if you find something's working, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just keep working hard, because we know that max effort pays off. Until next week, for New Man, New Woman, New Week, go do great things.
So, Mr. Ben Newman talks about how to formulate habits, and he did it with the explanation of shooting free throws, right? So I can connect with that very, very, very nicely, because I grew up playing basketball. I love to play basketball, and it's the same thing. I have a similar process, right? 3 dribbles, a spin, and then shot. Now, the rotation part I had never figured out, only because I'm a half decent free throw, but at least I was trying every single day to do it. He also even spoke about that. So this morning when I go through, every 3 days a week I take a swim, and he talked about, you don't change the stroke. So that's, you're having to learn all the things that you need to learn, and you have to go through the fatigue process in order to really understand those wounds and understand those pains, right? Otherwise you don't get the gains. So you need to constantly be mindful of all those issues that you're going to be having, and then work to perfect those particular things. Now, a lot of the stuff that we put on here might seem entrepreneurship or entrepreneury or small business minded or business minded. The reality is you could take this information and apply it to anything that you have going on in your world. You want to be better at something, make sure that you consistently show up, and then develop the right habits. And make sure that you're developing the right habits that point you in the right direction. Otherwise, habits can go in one of 2 directions, negatively and positively. I'm pretty sure you want to go the positive direction, or you wouldn't be watching the show in the first place. So for those people who are just watching right now, I want to post, or you can see it, I'm going to reshare the Motivating Your Mondays message. Greatness is the power of habit. It teaches us to bear fatigue and to despise wounds and pain, by Marcus Cicero. So every week, 2 shows back to back, Motivating Your Mondays, and then we also have SA Business Calendar that's coming up next. So make sure you stay tuned and watch that if you want to learn any of the business events that are taking place here in San Antonio, Texas. The application of education equals knowledge. If you don't apply it to your world, if you don't live it, you're never going to truly learn it, and you're not going to be able to really get through any of the obstacles. The MYMs don't make any sense. You're momentarily motivated, but at least you're motivated for the moment. But if you don't apply it, you're never going to be able to overcome the hurdles that you're facing. So make sure that you apply the education so that it becomes knowledge. Also, sharing is caring. There are a lot of people out there that you probably care about. You may not necessarily know what's happening in the back end or in their lives. So make sure you share these messages with them, because you never know what kind of an impact you can have on your friends or your colleagues. And also, don't forget to click the live notification button, like right there in that left little corner, so you can stay updated on when we're doing our MYM shows. Although it's every Monday at 11:30, you should know that by now. It's episode 7. I put a lot of pressure on a lot of people in that car. So make sure you do that. And now what I want to do is say thank you very much to Cafe Commerce. Thank you for tuning in. If you didn't get to see all the details from the full MYM, make sure you replay it so you can get all the details. I want to say thank you very much to Air 5 Media, as well as Live and On Scene, Mr. Carlo Rodriguez. And with that, I hope I have motivated your Mondays. And until next week, KMF, keep moving forward.